Unit 3.8, Market Structure. At the end of this unit, you should be able to evaluate the effect of a high number of firms on price, quality, choice, and profit. You should be able to analyze the characteristics of monopoly. You should be able to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of monopoly. Advice: we can compare the advantages and disadvantages of the competitive markets and monopoly markets for the consumer, the producer, and the economy. Well, profits. Profits we know are total revenue minus total cost. Now, we've got two ideas here. One is the idea of the normal profit, and one is the idea of the abnormal profit. Now, in economics, we measure something called implicit costs. Now, a normal accountant would say, your costs of being a teacher are, well, let me not be a teacher. Let me be a gold miner. I've got my own gold mining company, and I'm there digging away, pulling gold out of the land. I'm becoming rich. Rich because I am owning a gold mine. But there are many of costs. I must pay my workers. I must pay for materials. I must use of machinery, etc., etc., etc. So I decide one day I don't want to be a gold miner. I want to be a hot dog seller. Good. So I look at my hot dog selling, and I am seeing some costs are involved, but I'm noticing that I am making less money than I was being a gold miner. So maybe I should factor that in as a cost. So say if I was a gold miner, I made $2,000 a day. But if I was a hot dog seller, I make only $1,000 a day. I'm making less money. So I would compare my normal profits as an opportunity cost of going back to my next best profession or my next best business. So if I was a hot dog seller, I would quickly realize that I could make 1,000 extra by going and becoming a gold miner. Interesting. Now, if I was making exactly the same as a gold miner than I was as a hot dog seller, I would be considering that I've got normal profits, and all the other hot dog sellers would stay being hot dog sellers and not be attracted by the abnormal profits of the gold mine. What is market structure? Well, it is the characteristics of the market which influence the behavior of buyer and seller and include the number of firms competing to supply the market, how much competition there is between those firms, the ability of each firm or group of firms to determine the market price. Are they price takers or price makers? And then the ease to which new firms can enter the market. So we look at two extremes of market structure. One is perfect competition. It's considered by some to be theoretical. Theo, the, it's considered by some just to be theory. Some people doubt whether it exists or not. But in this model is a maximum competition. On the other extreme is monopoly, where there is no competition. The characteristics of perfect competition. There are many buyers and there are many sellers. The firms have a very small market share. They are price takers. The products are homogeneous. Every product is the same. And the buyers and sellers are well informed. So, when I was in Milan, I could get a coffee almost everywhere for €1 for the very small coffee. Now, everybody knew this. So, no matter which shop I went into, or it could be a newsagent, or it could be a small cafe, or it could be at the school they had a coffee shop, if I ordered this particular small coffee, it would cost €1. Nobody would charge more than a €1 because few people would pay more than €1. And it didn't help charging less than a euro because, well, a euro was a reasonable price to take, and there wasn't anybody big enough to dominate the market. So many of sellers, many of buyers, price takers, the firms are price takers. Um, Anybody was free to enter the market and try and sell coffee for €1. And if they got tired of the selling of the coffee, they could leave the market. The products were homogeneous. There would be a slight differentiation, but pretty much a coffee is a coffee is a coffee when it's a small coffee. And the buyers and sellers were well informed as to the quantity, the quality, and the price of the coffee. Characteristics of monopoly. Now, a monopoly has 100% of market share. It's one firm. The firm is the industry and is the price maker. And for the firm to maintain monopoly power, there must be barriers to entry and exit. We'll look at some of these later. Pricing and output policies in perfect competition. Well, firms will not increase the price, or it would lose all of its sales. In fact, the price is determined by the industry. Firms can sell any quantity at the market price. Firms respond quickly and fully to a change in demand. Firms can only earn a normal profit in the long run, but may enjoy abnormal profits in the short run. If there are abnormal profits in the short run, then more firms will enter the industry, and if there are losses in the short run, then firms will leave the industry. Now, what is said is the firms are efficient in allocating the products, the price remains low, and because of the competition, it is said that the quality is better. Pricing and output policies in monopoly. Firms can decide the price. Um, they can defy the price and they still influence the demand. So if the price is low, demand increases and then output will rise. But if the price is high, then demand will decrease and output will fall. Now, generally speaking, they are having abnormal profits. They can restrict the quantity sold and put up the price so that they can ensure these abnormal profits. They may not be efficient because of this, and they may not respond to change in consumer tastes, and it is the possibility that they don't do much in the way of product innovation. However, because they have abnormal profits, they are in a position to do research and development, and they can offer quality dependent on their economies of scale. So if they have sufficient of economies of scale, they can be pricing relatively low. Will depend the type of monopoly. Okay, we're looking at advantages of monopoly. Well, a monopoly enjoys economies of scale. So the benefits could be lower price, and these benefits of lower cost result in lower price, which could be passed on to the consumer. They are efficient in use of resources because of their size. They are buying in bulk and probably getting the cheapest of costs and can effectively use their resources to produce much of products. They can make abnormal profits, which could be used for research and development or innovation of products. Monopolies can afford to invest in the latest technology and machinery, and this increases efficiency and productivity if the monopoly is working effectively. Disadvantages of monopoly are that there is limited or no consumer choice. Consumers may be charged high prices for low quality of goods and services. Lack of competition may lead to no product innovation. Due to lack of competition, the monopolies might be inefficient and we could get poor levels of service.